So this evening, it's time for my number 14 of my little countdown to number 1 in the best or favourite rock records of 2023. And it is rock, it's good solid heavy metal, no matter what anybody says. Formerly thrash, I guess you could say. Now it's just basically heavy metal, but good solid heavy metal. All of it do play at quite a tempo still, which confuses me a little bit because they're older than me. I don't know how they do it. It's incredible. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this Metallica 72 seasons. I nearly said 1972 seasons. 72 seasons. It's already iconic. You only have to look at it. That's already iconic. They haven't even got Metallica on the front of the sleeve. It's just VM. So already iconic. Now, is the music iconic? No, but that's because it's very generic. It's very straight out and out modern heavy metal. It's good, solid heavy metal and reliable, good, solid heavy metal. There's no surprises. This is not what you would call the most cerebral of records, lyrically, or in any other way. It's just good old bog standard metal. Nice and fast, most of the time. As I say, the pace is extraordinary, set by Hetfield and Ulrich. And talking of Hetfield and Ulrich, this 11th studio outing from the band is really about them two. They are so high up in the mix, it's ridiculous. Kirk Hammett gets out of his box occasionally to play his guitar and to give us one of a really nice flashy lead, which sometimes remind me of stuff on Kill 'Em All, which is good. And then Robert Trujillo, however you say his name, you hear him, but he's very low in the mix. Often you forget he's even there. Apart from the final track, Inamorata, the long piece goes on over 12 minutes. I think it's the longest song that they've ever done. That is very bass heavy and has lots of nice bass noodling in the middle. It's a good song. So what about the rest of the songs on the record? What are they like? Are they any good? Well, actually they are. If I had to pick a favourite, what would it be? I think I would pick, maybe not the last one, but certainly the second to last one, Room of Mirrors, which to me is the most accessible song on the record. Really enjoy listening to that. Inamorata, the long piece at 11 minutes and 10 seconds, that is something like the rest of the record that has yet to sink in to my rather dense brain. So I'm looking forward to that experience. Now the rest of the songs, what do we have on here? 72 Seasons, the title track, kicks it all off. I don't know what to say about that one, so I won't say anything. Shadows Follow, that's a good one, I like that one. Screaming Suicide, I enjoy that one too. Is this Hetfield saying that he's had those thoughts? Possibly. Sleepwalk My Life Away did nothing for me whatsoever. The album is too long again, it's too long. They're always doing too long. The records, they're always, nowadays, are just too long. You Must Burn is good, very good. Lux Eterna is very enjoyable. I wouldn't say it's good, it's just very enjoyable because it's just so mad. It's just so out there. And that was the first thing they released off this record. By the way, this came out on April the 14th. My mum's birthday. And then you have Crown of Barbed Wire again. Can't even remember it. Chasing Light. Nonsense. Seriously, nonsense. If Darkness Had a Sun. So what? Too Far Gone. Room of Mirrors, as we know, is excellent. Too Far Gone again. It's alright, it's not bad. It's kind of memorable. And then, of course, Inamorata, which is the epic on the record. And I think it is very good. It is very good. It's nice to hear Mr. Trujillo on bass. Now, they released a number of singles to start with, to give you a taster for this monster when it came out. The singles were, let's have a look. Oh, Lux Eterna was the first one, I remember that coming out. Screaming Suicide, If Darkness Had a Sun, 72 Seasons, and Too Far Gone. So, the only one really, well, there's two on there. The first two, Lux Eterna and Screaming Suicide, they realised that they're the best songs on the record, or some of them. Now, this thing was received very well by the majority of people, majority of critics, although people did say it was too long, and it is too long because some of the stuff is, quite frankly, not very good. But the production is. I will say that the production is good, even though it's clearly all about Hetfield and Ulrich. It doesn't matter, because it's not distorted, there's no weird drum sound. You can hear everything the way you want to hear it, but you do have to listen quite hard for Mr. Trujillo. It's probably better on vinyl, I would say. In fact, 100% better on vinyl. And what did the actual public, well, the public loved it, obviously. They're one of the most popular bands in the world, and they deserve to be, because they do work hard, especially live. It's ridiculous watching them live. They're just amazing. So, how did it do in the charts? Well, Australia, number 1. Austria, number 1. Belgium, number 1. When can I stop saying number 1? I don't think I can. Canada, number 1. Croatia, number 1. Denmark, number 1. Holland, number 1. Finland, number 1. France, number 1. Germany, number 1. Greek, of all places, number 1. Hungary, number 1. Ireland, number 1. That's a Catholic country. They shouldn't be listening to Metallica. But they are. New Zealand, number 1. The home of lockdown. Poland, number 1. Portugal, number 1. Sweden, number 1. Switzerland, number 1. I didn't even know Switzerland did music, but they clearly do. The UK, number 1. And America, number 1. It's just extraordinary what this record has done, how popular it's been. I don't think it's done 1 million yet. Not quite. No, it's done about... It's done close to 1 million, which is not bad. So, what do you guys think of this record? This puppy? Is it any good? Is it back to form? Back in form for Metallica? I think it is. I think it is back in form for Metallica. I'd like to hear another studio album from them, but not after 5 or 6 years. How about 5 or 6 months? And just do half a record. Do a 33-minute album, like Clutch did the other year and made a classic. Do that. Do a nice long one and several short ones. It'd be great. I do genuinely think it's a return to form for the guys, and I'm glad to hear it. It does have whispers of the old stuff. James's voice is good and solid, and all those reasons are the main reason that I put this puppy at number 14 in my countdown to number 1 for best rock music records of 2023.